Hey everybody, I hope you can hear me. I hope you can see me. Good morning. Happy Tuesday. It is beautiful here in Minnesota. It's a little chilly still. I got a little bit of sun yesterday. I was on my motorcycle. I got about 160 miles in yesterday. Oh man, what a blessing to get sun like that on March 10th. And we are 1 month away from me getting my 6 year mark on my alcohol free sober streak. And I'm excited. Um, but I want to share a little bit with you guys. We got a couple things in the mail. We got a couple things in the mail from a few subscribers. A book called The Four Agreements, and my kids got a few things from some subscribers of mine that like to send us stuff. And thank you guys. I really appreciate it. This should be a really quick, easy read, and it's basically personal growth, self help. But the Four Agreements is something that I've been told about to read, and obviously with all the spring coming, the kids are getting all kinds of cool little gadgets and gizmos in the mail to spend more time outside, because a lot of us are confined to the house during the winter. We want to get out. We want to get out and hang out, and I want to thank you guys. I want to thank each and every one of you, whether you're finding me on Facebook or YouTube or Recovery Rocks, wherever you're finding me. I've had to kind of slow down the messages a little bit lately. I felt a little bit overwhelmed, overworked, and just trying to find a reason and a rhyme for all that's going on. And I want to thank all my friends out there that have continually supported me. I don't know what's going on exactly. I haven't really felt like this ever or before. I'm finding it very, very difficult to connect with people. It is just overwhelming. It's just overwhelming, and it's been overwhelming. And text messages, calls, messages, all those things are really, really, really difficult for me to get into right now. I just am feeling. Sometimes I feel alone, but I know I'm not alone, because I have my relationship, my faith. I have all that, and when we are alone, that's what we lean into. That's how we get out of the muck and the mires. We lean into the truth. We lean into what we know. We lean into that faith, because what we know is that we're gonna survive. We're not gonna perish in these problems. These troubles aren't gonna overtake us. They're not gonna sink our ship. We're going to keep moving forward, onward and upward, my friend. Pound the ground, be large and in charge, and be a voice out amongst the whispers. Be a yelling voice amongst the whispers of people who need to hear the hope, feel the hope, experience the hope, and therefore they will get the hope, right? And so a lot of the messages that are on this channel are rooted in some of the 24 hours a day book. And I don't mind that. It's how I kind of cut my teeth in this program. I learned from going to meetings and reading these books. And not only this 24 hours, not even the Just for Today book, but we started on the 24 hours a day book. And when I started this channel, the YouTube channel, that's what I started reading from a lot, the 24 hours a day book, because it gave us a daily message of what we can hang our hat on. And honestly, you guys, for the 3 years that I was reading it on YouTube and on Facebook here for a while, it really helped. It really did. And when I stopped, I've noticed that I noticed, right? And for the last couple of months, I've been wondering why my moods and everything has been going up and down. And I can't directly correlate it to just the absence of a reading, right? Obviously, those readings help us, and they're going to help us. But there's some other things going on too. But it all kind of culminates, and it comes into combination with each other, because for me, it's a one day at a time thing. And when all these problems arise all at the same time, that was overwhelming. But I didn't have to drink, I didn't have to drug, and I didn't have to do the things that I used to do, because I don't have to do those things anymore. I know that. I realize that. We have to go through the hard times. So thank you for letting me share that. I've been so inspired by people out there who have decided to take the leap into sobriety. And maybe, just maybe, we are put on this earth to inspire each other, not to inspire the people who haven't heard the message yet, but maybe there are certain people out there that need to hear it, when they hear it, how they hear it, who they hear it from. And that's the way life is. Amen. So we need to stop worrying about who's going to see us and what's going to see us and all that, and worry about the people that are already in our life, that are already taking note and pausing, looking at what we got going on, because we need to lead by example. And sometimes I feel like the message can get a little stale because we speak it so much. So listen to this. Lightening the load. It will not make us better people to judge the faults of another. It will make us feel better to clean up our lives, right? It says that in the big book, page 38. So sometimes we need something tangible to help us understand what holding a resentment is doing to us. We may not be aware of how destructive resentments actually are. We think, so what? I have a right to be angry, or I might be nursing a grudge or two, but I don't even see the harm in that. To see more clearly the effect that holding resentment is having in our lives, we might try imagining what we are carrying a rock. For each resentment, a small grudge such as anger at someone driving badly might be represented by just a simple pebble. Harboring ill will toward an entire group of people might be represented by an enormous boulder. So if we actually had to carry stones for each resentment, we would surely be tired of the weight. In fact, the more cumbersome our burden, the more sincere our efforts to unload it would be. So the weight of our resentments hinders our spiritual development. If we truly desire freedom, we will seek to rid ourselves of as much weight as possible. As we lighten up, we'll notice as increased ability to forgive our fellow human beings for their mistakes and to forgive ourselves for our own. We'll nourish our spirits with good thoughts, kind words, and service to others. I will seek to have the burden of resentments removed from my spirit. That's just for today. So that is our just for today, March 11th. I'm coming up on 20-something days until I reach my 6-year mark. I'm super excited, a new milestone. All these milestones have been new to me, but we take it one day at a time, right? And I'm just so proud to know that there are other people that are willing to take that journey with me, because it's been most difficult. Like, honestly, you guys, there are days that I feel like giving up, but there is never a day that I feel like buying alcohol or buying a drug or going into the old patterns, right? So that is recognizable for me, and I recognize that in my recovery. So as I've gotten on in my recovery and on in the years, I've realized that some of the things that we used to do in the first couple years, we don't have to do those anymore because we're strong enough not to. Amen. We have the backing, we have the backbone, and God is our dope. You know, we have to rely on that divine design for our lives, because when we try to do it on our own and we do it on our own, it just doesn't work. And I've learned that from Christianity. I've learned that from religion. I've learned that from spirituality. I've learned that from mistakes, ups and downs, slips and trips. I've learned that there is no other power like the power of God. There is no power like that divine design. And when it comes into our lives, it's unmistakable, you guys. So when other people say God isn't real, God doesn't exist, well, it might not exist, or might not be real to them, but they haven't experienced the hope, the joy, the fruit of our labors because of what God's will has done for our life. It's totally transformed some of our lives, right? And society can say what they want and they can project what they want, but we, as people who believe, have our own faith, and it's not up to them to what we believe. It's up to us. So I myself have a faith, and I'm proud of that faith, and I carry that faith proudly. But there are people out there that don't have that faith, and that they don't think that God works, and that's okay, because you know what? Someday maybe God will work in their lives, and they'll see, they'll recognize. So I know God's working in their lives. It's just they can't see it, and they can't recognize it. But everybody sees things differently. We have our own viewpoints and opinions, and I respect the heck out of that. I really do. In fact, some of my closest friends are people that don't believe the same stuff as me. And I think that's important, because I think it could become an echo chamber amongst each other when we believe all the same thing, and you go into a church and it's all the same thing, same people, same this, same that. There's no, like, you know, there's no change from the routine or from the thing. We need new things in our lives. We need to be presented with new information all the time. And we take that information in, we compute it, and what's good, we keep. What's not good, we discard. So it's kind of like when I go into my part-time job and we're cleaning up a crime scene or a biohazard or a hoarding situation, right? We have to start small, and we have to sometimes make a mess to clean a mess, right? We have to shift things around. You have to refine. You have to look in things. You have to open things up, envelopes and everything, and because there's important stuff in there. And just like our life, you guys, we have to dissect our life and look at what's important. Discard, donate, keep. Okay? Discard the things that you don't want in your life. Keep the things that you do want in your life, and donate the rest. Amen. I love it. Thank you to the subscribers who sent the gifts. I know there's some more coming in the mail, and I appreciate you guys so much. Thank you guys for listening, and to some of you guys out there that have been, have been in my circle and have been kind of in and out, and we're kind of going through some stuff right now, me and a couple of my friends. I want to tell you to hang on. I wanted to tell you don't relent, don't stop, don't quit, never quit. Because once we quit, we're setting ourselves up, right? So be strong out there. I'm going to continue to work my program. I'm going to continue to do the things I need to do, but I just need some space right now. I just need some space, a buffer between me and the people that I've been kind of dealing with right now, because I'm still not tip top right now. I'm still working on myself, and I'm sorry if I've said or done anything that might offend anybody. But I'm just really not in the mood right now to be hobnobbing with people quite yet. I need to figure this thing out, and because I don't want to make mistakes on my own behalf. So I want to make sure that I'm speaking truth, and I want to make sure that I'm speaking it daily, and that, you know, because my moods have fluctuated lately, and I've had some good days and some bad days, and on the bad days they're really bad. I really rub people the wrong way, and I've said some things that I wish I hadn't said, but that's the mental illness that we deal with, right? So if you're strong enough to make it through the day, I know I'm strong enough to make it through the day, and that makes us a team. We're together in this. And so when one brother slips, trips, falls down, falls on the wayside, we got other people that are willing to reach out and lift me up. And I appreciate that so much. And I'll make a way to get a hold of you guys sometime this week. When I'm feeling a little bit better about things, and you know, I've gone through a lot in the last couple months, and I think it's a success that I haven't had to use drink or drug, and that things are still well, right? Things are still, we haven't lost our house, we haven't lost the car, we haven't gotten to an, you know, everything is good. I just need to recognize that and see that, and just like our reading says, you know, we got to get into that the daily grind of things, our daily hope, and find that these resentments that we carry can really start to be a weight on our shoulders and in our lives. So God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Peace, amen. If you guys know that prayer, it is a good one, and it gets us by. So I'm going to edit this video. I'm going to send it out. I want you guys to have a great Tuesday. Please have a wonderful Tuesday out there. I'm working this week at my part-time job, and so I'll be a little bit busy, a little bit here and out, about a little bit in and out. But I look forward to seeing you guys again this week, and we'll make another one this week, I promise. All right, so see you. God bless you, and be well.